Today, we're going to talk about content marketing as a projector in human design. And before we get into that, I'm just going to say, yes, I am sitting in the middle of my kitchen right now recording this video. And the reason is because we are having a very rare, beautiful, sunny day here in Vancouver, Canada. And the other side of my apartment is just so bright that you couldn't see my face on camera. So here we are. So to get back into the video, what we're going to talk about today is content marketing as a projector in human design, different ways that you can show up to market your business that feel in alignment with your energy type. And I just want to preface this by saying that I am not an expert in human design. I have not had any kind of training. So the advice that I'm going to be sharing today is based on the research that I've done on projectors and my experience with marketing as online. So I just want to say I was feeling super burnt out when I was hearing all of this advice about how to show up online. And the reason was because I was taking advice from people who were generators, manifesting generators, different energy types who could show up in different ways. And it just never aligned with me. But at the same time, I was hearing it over and over on social media. And I would be like, well, maybe I can show up the way all of these other people are because it worked for them. So maybe it's going to work for me. And it really wasn't working for me, showing up consistently on Instagram and making stories all the time. It just didn't feel in alignment with me. And I would get so burned out, you guys. And when I learned that I am a projector and I started to learn more about being a projector, it all made sense. And I was like, okay, you know what? I am going to do what works for me. And it actually felt more like a permission slip because I feel like I always knew that. I always knew, okay, showing up consistently on Instagram isn't working for me. I enjoy blogging. I enjoy making videos. And I knew what I wanted to do, but I would just get distracted by shiny object syndrome and be like, well, I'm going to show up how everybody else is because clearly it's working for them. But when I learned that I'm a projector and that I do need a lot of downtime and that I do need to rest in between, it just felt like that, validation of, okay, like I can show up the way that works best for me and I don't have to do what everybody else is doing. And that's the reason that I'm making this video right now, which is based on a blog post that I wrote. So if you do want to read it, I'll link it in the description. But if you are also a projector and you've been feeling the same way as me, maybe this will resonate with you. And then you can take these marketing strategies and implement them into your own business. So two things that I want you to ask yourself is, what do you enjoy doing? So what's something that you like to do that doesn't drain your energy? And two, how can you get the most bang for your buck through your content, energetically speaking? Because if we do get super burned out as projectors, we don't create our own energy, then the content that we're creating needs to work for us at times that we're not able to work for ourselves. So we're going to get into exactly what that looks like. A few things that I want you to do before we even get into your marketing strategy as a projector is you do need to have a very strong presence online. So if you have an online business, which is what I'm speaking to today, if you have an online business, you really do need a hub for your business, which is going to be your website. I am a website designer. So of course, I truly find so much value in having a website, but it really is going to benefit you because, like I said, we don't want to be showing up consistently. We need to have a place online that people can get more information about us without us having to necessarily be there all the time, showing up on our stories, et cetera, et cetera. So you need a strong online presence through a website. And to create a very strong online presence through your website, you need a brand that truly captures the essence of your business. And then you also need copy that is going to speak directly to your ideal clients, that's going to then convert them into buyers, purchase from you, clients, whatever it is that you're selling. And over top of that, we really want to focus on SEO for your website, which is search engine optimization. If you're not familiar with it, optimizing your website for SEO is what's going to help your website be found through search results. So when somebody is searching something on Google and then, you want your website to come up as the answer to what they're searching for, that's going to be through optimizing your website for SEO. There's many ways to do this. We're not going to get into that too much in this video here today, but if you do want to learn more about it, comment below and I can make a video about that. But now that you know how to kind of create that really strong online presence for yourself, I want to talk about the different content marketing strategies that you could use as a projector. So personally, I really enjoy blogging. Blogging is going to go hand in hand with your website because, of course, it's going to be hosted on your website. I really enjoy making YouTube videos. So those are the two content marketing strategies that I'm going to be focusing on, but we're going to talk about blogging, YouTube, Pinterest, podcast, and then tying it all together with an email newsletter, like the bow on top. So the reason that I recommend these marketing strategies is because they have a longer shelf life. So think about showing up on TikTok, on your posts on social media, on Instagram. They don't really have a very long shelf life. You can spend however long you want creating that content, but it's going to die pretty fast. Whereas when you write a blog post or you have a video on YouTube, those pieces of content are going to perform for you for years to come. Somebody could find your website and book with you because of a piece of content that you created 5 years ago. Like, it's still going to generate leads for your business. And that is the most important thing when you're a projector, is that you need to know that the content that you're creating is going to continue to work for you, because that's a lot of energy that you're putting into it. And if that energy that is so limited to us is going to create something that dies so quickly, is it worth it? Truly, like, think about what's going to continue to work for you. So blogging, it's going to be great for you if you enjoy writing. If you enjoy talking, you could also, pull up a Google Doc and do the voice option where it's going to transcribe the words that you're speaking. So then you can turn it into a blog post. But blog posts are really great because they help increase the SEO of your website. So it keeps it top of mind for Google, basically. So you want to think of it as in, you have people out there that are looking for the services that you are selling. And so you want to be answering any question that those potential clients could be asking through your blog post. And then when they type into Google, like, I don't know, if you're a hairstylist, balayage, how to maintain your balayage, and then you have a blog post on that and it's optimized for SEO, it can pop up as one of the answers to the question that they're asking. And they're your ideal clients because they're literally searching for what you are selling. And that is the power of having blogging as a marketing strategy. And 67% more leads. Sorry, I started that sentence in the middle. Companies with blogs produce an average of 67% more leads monthly than companies that don't blog. And that's a stat from HubSpot. Then you could go into YouTube. So YouTube content is great if you enjoy making videos, if you enjoy talking. And I really like the idea of having YouTube videos because you can embed them onto your blog posts. So you can literally just make one piece of content and turn it into two different, put it onto two different platforms, which is going to be your blog and then YouTube. And you can link them together so that it just is, you're not having to come up with multiple different topics to talk about. You're coming up with one, but posting it on two different platforms. So it's a really great way to get more eyes onto your business, and then lead them back to your website, which you've already created in a way using copy, using your images, really in alignment with your brand. So when they land there, they really want to connect with you and they want to work with you or hire you, whatever the case is. Pinterest is really, really great because Pinterest is another way to, again, get more eyes on the content that you're already creating. The thing that we need to think about as projectors is, how can we create one piece of content that's going to get as many eyes on it as possible? And that's what Pinterest is going to do for you. So whether you are creating, your YouTube video, your blog post, you can then turn that into multiple pins and pin it on Pinterest. And Pinterest is going to be the same thing, where these pins are going to perform for you for months to come. So somebody can find your blog post, again, that you wrote months ago through Pinterest, and then come back onto your website. So you can see all of these things are strategies that just have a way longer shelf life than a lot of social media platforms. And again, I'm not hating on social media. I have Instagram, I still show up on Instagram, but it's just that if you want to maximize your energy, then these are the strategies that I think will work best for you. But of course, choose what works best for you in alignment with what you enjoy doing. Then you have podcasts. Podcasts are a really, really great way to build relationships with clients and build a community. Think about it. These days, people are listening to podcasts, when they're running, when they're driving, all of these different things. So if you could have a podcast where you're teaching them about your, whatever value you can provide through your services, things like that, or even if you're not necessarily selling your services, but just providing value that's going to help build a community, then you're building so much trust through that. And again, this is another thing that you can use pins to lead people back onto your podcast. You can have show notes that are on your website. So again, you're increasing the search engine optimization on your website. This can be turned into YouTube videos. All of these strategies that I'm talking about really work very well together. One thing that I do want to say though is just because they work well together doesn't mean that you should do all of them all at once. Pick one that you really enjoy, writing, video, talking, and then start with that. Get really good at it, get comfortable with it, get consistent with it. That is the biggest thing, is consistency. And that's why I love these strategies, is because the consistency is showing up once a week, if that's what you choose. You could do more. You could post your blog twice a week. You could post your videos twice a week, whatever you choose. But whatever you choose does need to be consistent. So once a week, make sure you do it once a week. Every other week, whatever it is. But the thing that I love is, especially with our energy type, we could have a really, really great day and we can bang out 4 videos, and then that we can use once a week for the whole month to come, and maybe within that month, we're not going to have as many bursts of energy, but we know that we already have our content and it's going to be generating leads for us for a much longer time frame than social media. The other thing I want to say is you do want to grow your email list, and all of these platforms you can promote your email list. You can have opt-ins that you've posted on your blog, in your show notes, in your description of your video, wherever it is. You will see in my description of the video here, I'm going to link to a website content roadmap workbook that I absolutely love, but that, is going to provide value to you, but it's also going to grow my email list. So we want to capture all of our leads in an email list because it's just that bow on top. It's going to help keep you connected with the people who are already interested in what you're doing. In conclusion, I want to say that these marketing strategies are long-term marketing strategies. You can't expect to start posting once a week and then 2 weeks in get results. It's just not going to happen that way. It does take time to build trust with all of these platforms, and for these platforms to realize that you are providing valuable content to people that are searching for it. So it can, if I'm being honest, take 6 months. It can take 12 months. It can take quite some time. So be patient with it. That's why I'm saying, choose one that you really enjoy doing, because you do have to enjoy doing it. Imagine doing something and you're not seeing the results right away. It's going to feel discouraging at times when you don't see the results right away. But if you're concerned about, are you doing it the right way, reach out to somebody that, can help you with your SEO. Reach out to somebody that can help you with your YouTube videos and with your strategies, things like that. But once these once this content on any of these platforms start to gain traction, it will perform for you for a much longer time period. So trust me, it is so worth it. But that's why I say, like, don't give up on social media, unless if you want to, of course. You could totally give up on it if you want to. But, while you're waiting for those 6-12 months to get that traction on whichever marketing strategy you chose, you can consistently show up on social media if you want to. But you will know in the back of your mind that in a year from now, you're going to have content that's going to continue working for you. So choose a strategy that works best for you. Keep in mind that, we can't show up like all of the other energy types. We don't have that type of energy. So do what is going to give you the biggest return on your time. And that is the most important thing when it comes to having a sustainable business, because if we can't sustain our energy, how are we going to sustain our business? So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe. And if there is anything in particular you want to learn about any of the topics we talked about, please feel free to reach out through the comments or send me an email, whatever it is. I would love to connect.